Hey, happy Sunday. Let's take a peek inside my preschool small group cart. Hey guys, it's Ashley here from Lovely Commotion, and today I want to share with you my preschool cart, my small group cart. If you are a play based classroom, you know how important small group time is. Many that don't quite understand the whole idea of play based learning are like, well, but when do you actually teach them? Right? They're like, but, and as we know, kids learn such amazing things through play, like so many amazing intellectual and academic skills through play. We also know sometimes we have to focus in a little bit more after our assessments and see what they tell us and focus a little bit more on maybe some of those missing skills, right? And while we're working on social emotional skills through play, I also like to take time in our small group to work on academic skills, some name writing, things like that. So I wanted to show you my small group cart because it's really been working well. I've had it for a couple years now, and I just basically roll it to the table and it has everything I need right there. Because I don't know about you, but there's constantly like, oh, I forgot to get this, and so I got to get up in that. Oh, I forgot to get this, and I got to go over here and get that. And it's just like, good grief. If I just had it all right here, it would be heck of a lot easier. So I created a small group card. I've been kind of slowly adding to it what I find that I need, and I think I've got a pretty working order right now. So I wanted to share with you what was inside, so maybe it would help you even just create a basket, right? You could even just do a basket you bring to the table, something super simple, something close by that has all your goodies inside. So maybe you'll get some ideas for your own type of organization system for small group. But I want to give you a little tour. So this is my cart. It's one of those rolly carts, metal. I think I got it from Sam's Club years ago, and they seem to be everywhere now. It has the 3 trays, and then I'll also show you the side view too. But as you can see, it's kind of stocked and ready. And here is the back of it. So that awesome easel is up top, and then I've got some goodies there. And then the side of it, I love the side of this one. I'm not sure if they all come like this, but this one has those pegboard like things that you can add. So it's got cups, and then it's got magnetic pieces you can put on there. So that's been really helpful just to add a little bit more space to it and be able to actually just take off those cups and just set them right on the table. So let's get a closer look, and maybe you can gain some ideas from this. So I always have some markers of some sort in there. My dice, these are my smaller dice. I've got bigger dice that we use for other games, but these are my smaller dice that we might use. Some of them, as you can see, are numeral dice. Some of them are dot dice. And then in that circle container below is some game pieces. So those green ones are just like little markers that they can cover up things with. I also have some game movers in there. And then I also have scissors at the ready, glue sticks at the ready, and some chalk down there for the chalkboard that's on that little easel that we'll get to. So just pretty much everything we would use is right there. I have not added crayons. That's not something we use a ton. They love their markers, so I've put those on there. A lot of times I find that I'm using the markers more than anyone else. But of course, I've also got some pencils there as well, so I can just take this little tub out, set it on the table. Especially when we're working on name writing, you may see in there I've got some eraser ends on some of those smaller pencils. Learned from an OT years ago that weight will kind of pull that pencil back in their hand, and so that kind of helps if you've got friends who hold it really straight up and very gingerly. I also have a puffball in there that I use for sleeping fingers. Marion Gibbs, right out of the box, she does some great stuff with that, and so she has 2 fingers sleeping, and so you give them a puffball and that's their pillow, and then these are my working fingers to use when I'm writing. So that puffball's in there too, because many times I do need to use that when they are working on writing their names and writing of any sort. So I got my pencils in there, and then this is like a little just a little carrier full of my skill cards. So there's numeral cards in there, there's letter cards in there, Um, there's some shape cards in there, and my color ones aren't in there right as of now, but so like all right there. So if we want to play a quick game with them, I can just whip these out and we can decide a fun game we might want to be playing with them. Bingo is a fun one that we could play, and I can show them the numeral card after I call it, and they can cover their spaces, things like that. I mean, I just use them randomly a lot. Maybe a friend will come over and want to know how to create a certain letter. I can grab that card and walk them through that. So lots of different uses for those. I like to have them handy. I also like to have my Wiki Sticks handy. If you've never used Wiki Sticks, they're pretty darn cool. They're like wax and bendable and reusable. And so we use these a lot to create letters. We use them a lot to create shapes. We use them to trace their names. I'll write out their names and they form it and create their names. So lots of different, you can create numerals. I mean, so many great things, and they love them because they're pretty cool because they're a great little manipulative that can kind of form in different ways. They can add another one to add on to their letter and number or whatnot. So love to have my Wiki Sticks close by. Also love to have my crazy eraser collection, and they love my crazy eraser collection. I open that thing and it's like, woo, it's so exciting. We use these all the time. Games, everything, right? They can trace with them by just placing a whole bunch of them on a shape maybe, or their own letter. They use them for game pieces constantly. We use them for sorting, for counting. I mean, if you got erasers, you know, they're just so multi-purpose, and I can't obviously stop buying them. So I've got me a big organizer where we keep them all in there. So gotta have your erasers. And then this little tub has some bigger dice in it, has some different spinners in it, and it has some different dice that are game specific to some of my small group games. And so I've got those in there ready to roll whenever we need them. And then I always try to make sure that I have some name cards. We use these a lot, right? Maybe if they're needing to write their name on something, or you're wanting to help them. We were doing name puzzles the other day, right? And so out of my cart, I was able just to grab scissors, glue, name cards, and then I just took some bulletin board strips. They were actually little pencils. Cut them apart, wrote their letters on them, and they put their name back together using their name cards. So I like to have their name cards there all the time. Just makes it a little bit easier. Sometimes too, if I have multiple kids, like maybe 4 kids coming to small group, I can lay their names out where I want them to sit. And I strategically sometimes do that based on who might need more of my assistance, coming closer to me, things like that. You can work on name recognition that way too. There is some dry erase markers in there because I have a dry erase easel. I'll show you in a minute. And then I've got my Feed Me Monster. He's super fun. He goes with a game that is in one of, I think it's the shape, no, it's the color. It's the color small group lessons. And he's just a box with a mouth cut out, and they can feed him. And so we can feed him lots of different things. And so he's a great little addition to the small group card as well. And then we have... Sorry about that. And then we have the dry erase board. So this thing was awesome. It was at Target, I don't know, a couple of years ago, but it's pretty awesome. It fits so perfectly. Like, it couldn't have asked for it to fit any better. And so it sits on top of the cart, and I can, demonstrate what I need to demonstrate, draw what I need to draw. Kids can use it. I can take it out of there, set it on the table. They can use it. They can use the dry erase side, or they can use the chalkboard side. And then I have their name writing notebooks ready to go. And those are my TPT store. If you have not seen them, this is like a progression that I take them through to write their names, because we do this so often that I wanted to have those there as well. So everything's right there. Everything is ready. When I say everything, okay, obviously sometimes there's something I need to grab that I wouldn't normally use, but for the most part, most of what we need is right there. So what I find myself doing is I take a notebook down out of my small group notebooks. They are also in my TPT store, but they're basically just different games and different lessons that I can do based on a skill. So after I assess, I can say, okay, these friends need to work on shapes. And so I can pull the shapes notebook, pull my friends, I have everything that I need in my cart and in my notebook, and we do a lesson from there. And it's super simple. It has saved me a lot of time in trying to plan what my friend, what we're going to do in our small group lessons. And they're already playing for me, and they're short, right, which is important, and to the point and engaging. So working super well, but I love having everything right there, and I just drag that puppy everywhere. and they know it too. They know what's in it. They know, if we're working on this, they'll come and grab this if they're at the small group table with me. And then of course they always have their own set of materials that they need for like scissors, glue, all that in the art center as well. And so they don't generally use it as just an everyday thing, but if we've pulled the cart over, they pretty much know, right? They know where to grab their pencil from if they're working on their name writing notebook, things like that. So I'm hoping you maybe got some good ideas of things that you could put in a basket or cart for your small group, and just make it a little bit more engaging just by adding some fun things like Wiki Sticks, or actually, one thing I really would like to do that I have not done yet is add some just fun like pointers and things. So maybe if they're pointing to the letters in their name or anything, that they could use, those fun like witches' fingers or maybe little wands. And so I'm going to be on the lookout for some of that, because I used that a lot in first grade when we were, working on reading in our small group, and I need to bring some of that back. So that's one thing that I do not have yet that I would like to add. But I would love, love, love to hear from you to see if you have any ideas of what could be added to the small group cart. Do you have something in yours, or are you thinking, oh, she could add this? This would be really cool. I would love to hear that. And that way we can share it with everyone else as well. So I'm hoping you found something that maybe you want to try, maybe you want to bring to your small group. And if you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments. I would also love to hear any ideas you have. So have a great night, guys. I will see you next Sunday.